Okay, so I didn't mention I reviewed my footage. Let's see. Okay, good. We've still got it without the reversal. So I was talking about the 2.2 trillion in defense and criminal justice. So criminal justice and corrections basically comprised of three components. A third of the guys probably need to be there, or let's start with that basis. People with violence in their rap sheet or clear sociopathic prey tendencies. Then we've got poverty related economic crimes, drug abuse related economic crimes, drug abuse itself, and drug running. Okay, so these are dangerous jobs that have highly morally questionable characteristics. But basically, if we can get better jobs, it would be more profitable, and if we legalize drugs and instead of just persecuting the poor for it when the middle class and the rich generally get away with it. Um, we'd be able to drain 2/3 of the prison system out. And with defense, if we were like a normal country, we should really have a target of about 2.5% as sort of a goal, because the world is in a good position to slow down on defense spending. Actually, if we could find a way to focus our economies towards actual wealth production instead of wealth destruction. So in the case of defense, if we could reduce it to about 2.8 of our economy, that would be about 500 billion, which is still, in my opinion, too much. But if we went with that, we went with a 2/3 reduction of the remainder of the criminal justice, would probably be something like 200 billion for public safety and criminal justice. You'd be looking at about 700 billion instead of 2.2 trillion, a savings of 1.5 billion. Currently, we spend 550 billion, a little sliver of that whole pie. What's that? About 1/28th of it, about 4% in education. I think we should be more like at around 12% for education and basic research as restitution for the damage we've done to the middle class and the poor by extractive practices and over centralization. And all other government, it's really out of scope. It's not that big. It's not more than about 500 billion, believe it or not. And then the cost of goods themselves, presumably, if you subtract all profits, all bonuses, all payroll, and all this other stuff, what's left is the things you have to buy to make your products. So that is the current status. And also in the case of business equity, 62% of all business equity is owned by one guy, 1% of the people, and the other 99 guys get basically 1/3. And that is way different than, let's say, it was in the 1840s when Tocqueville came to America and pronounced it the most marvelous society in the world. So the equitable solution would be to have private sector payroll. Let's see if I can do this. Private sector payroll going down to here. So it's actually about 40% of the pie. Healthcare dropping to 1.3 trillion would be about 9% of the pie. Defense dropping it down to about 2.5% would be about, and corrections and police at about 200 billion. We've talked about a 700 billion figure, which would be about 5% between defense and corrections, criminal justice, public safety. And then small business, rather than corporate profits, for another third of that chunk we had there of over 1.5 trillion. So what we basically, and we can do that without any government interference by just investing and buying local products using things like Yelp to guide us. Instead of going to McDonald's, we can go to a local burger place that we know is good because of good old things like Yelp and ratings. Then we still, of course, are going to have a healthy corporate profit, in this case about 600 to 700 billion. And then we can take education and move it to about 1.5 trillion. So we could do all that, but there seems to be this insane self-destructiveness that instead of creating wealth, which this would do, to destroying wealth. So that concludes the presentation. Thank you.